Here we have the Challenger Nutrition Mass Superior. This is a mass gainer, 1,000 calories per serving. See, there's about 28 servings. This is a 15-pound bag. Flavor is chocolate. So let's go ahead and check it out. All right, so first we'll check out the packaging here, the bag. It's a good thick bag, so it shouldn't break or anything. So you can see it's Challenger Nutrition Mass Superior. Superior taste, chocolate, 60 grams of protein per serving, 1,000 calories per serving, 175 carbs per serving. That's 28 servings based on 4 scoops as one serving, which we're going to get to in a minute. So again, the breakdown per scoop is going to be 250, about 15, and about 43, 44, okay? Manufactured in the USA. You can read the rest here. Again, this is 15-pound bag there. All right, so first we'll read the bottom part here if you want. There you go. Read that. Okay. Read this if you want. Scientifically formulated for hardcore bodybuilders. Provides 1,000 calories, 60 grams of protein, and 175 grams of carbohydrate per serving. And again, you can read the rest of that. I'm not going to read it. Okay. Stop wishing for the body. Okay. Just more, advertising there. Check them out. Twitter, Facebook, and their website, Challenger Nutrition. Scan that with your phone if you want. Okay. Instructions. Let's go into this, and then we'll go to the nutritional facts here in just a second. All right, let's go and check this first. So, as I mentioned, that 1,000 calories, 60 protein, whatever. It's based off of 4 scoops. Okay, so one serving is 4 scoops. So keep in mind, if you half that and you have 2 scoops, everything will be half. If you cut that in a quarter and just have 1 scoop, then everything will be a quarter. All right, keep that in mind because that's very important. So anyway, 4 scoops, 12 to 16 ounces of cold water or skim milk, glass or shaker cup used between major meals and after exercise. Mass Superior, highly concentrated. You can read the rest yourself. And as I say, you may want to consider using half a serving 2 or 3 times throughout the day. Okay, so don't think you have to take in 4 scoops every single time that you use this, because obviously you don't. Okay. Before we go over the nutritional facts, let's go and open this up because I want to see how big the scoop is. Let's see how to open this up. Okay, so we got a little place there to pull this off. It does, by the way, has a handle in the bag, so that's good. I don't know why we have to pull the handle off to actually open it. They should probably have the zipper up here, which would make more sense because, anyway, wow, okay, well, it smells good. I really don't know why they do that. You really should be able to open it up here so you still have the handle. That's, a picadillo of mine, I guess, whatever. Anyway, you can see it's got a zip, so that's nice. It smells really good, which you can probably see it looks like a dandruff storm right here in front of the camera. But it does smell really good, which, like I said, it should. It's a freaking mass gainer. We're not constrained by trying to keep this extremely low carb or extremely low fat, although this is very, very low fat. There you go. Okay, we're going to do some calculations, by the way, of how much is protein, how much is carb, etc. And of course, as we all know, the favorite part of opening a new thing of protein is playing Find the Scoop. All right, it's almost like having a new girlfriend. You want to put your hand. Anyway, you get the point. Let's go ahead and get to the scoop here. My dumb, stupid jokes. There we go. So they include a scoop. Of course, now you're all dirty, but there's a scoop. It's not that much larger than a protein scoop in just a normal whey that you would get. So that's pretty cool. So 4 of these is a serving. So now we know the size of the scoop. We're going to get to the calculations here in just a second. But before we do that, let's go ahead and look at the stuff. So, my hands are already dirty, so why not just dig in there? You can see it's, it's looks like protein powder. What do you want me to tell you? Smells good. Okay, so let's go ahead and get on to these calculations, and then we'll try it out. So again, try to keep in mind that the one serving is 4 scoops. So 4 of these is what they're calling a serving. So that's why it says 240 grams is a serving. So divide that by 4, and that's how big the scoop is, which we're going to get to calculation. I'm going to use a calculator just so I don't say the wrong thing. Of course, you can do the calculation in your head. Obviously, we know that per scoop, there's 250 calories. But let's go ahead and go through this supplement facts here. So this is chocolate, so we'll go with the chocolate. But you can see the supplement facts are extremely similar for the other flavors. Okay. So we'll start off here. Again, keep in mind 4 scoops is what this is here. So calories is 1,000, 6 grams of fat. This is one thing I don't understand about mass gainers. I mean, why be constrained on fat? There's no reason to be. Don't be so scared of fat that you're like, well, we've got to keep this low fat. You don't. I would want to see 10. I don't know why they put so many carbs in here. I would much rather see 10, 20 grams of fat and 100 carbs instead of 175 carbs. But that's my personal preference. Some people don't feel the same. Some people may feel that, maybe you can eat more meat or something because there's less fat in here, and therefore you can fit your macros in some other place. But this video is just going to tell you what's in here, not what it could be or should be. So there you go, 6 grams of fat, man. We got a good deal of potassium. Again, that's in 4 scoops. Carbohydrates 175. That's a lot. And protein 60. That's a lot. That's more than your body can actually put to muscle protein synthesis at one time. Doesn't mean you shouldn't have 60 grams of protein. Your body can use it elsewhere, but it won't all go to muscle protein synthesis. You may want to split this up into, cut this in half and have just 2 scoops, and then you'll have 30 grams of protein and 87 or so carbs, I guess. Anyway, let's go on to the carbohydrate matrix, maltodextrin, the waxy maize, protein matrix. So this is a whey protein concentrate mainly, which I don't have a problem with concentrate myself. Some people do, but then we also have an isolate and a casein, which that's pretty cool. Don't know why they added this really. I don't think that. I mean, my guess is they wouldn't be dumb enough to try to amino acid spike this just so it rates higher on the nitrogen level. I don't think they do that. They're probably just trying to boost the levels to, I don't know. But you shouldn't have to add glutamine, leucine, valine, your BCAAs there, because whey is already pretty rich in those things. But, some people do that. It just sounds better to have them added, whatever. And it's got creatine in it. One thing I don't understand is there's no grams. How much creatine's in here? I mean, 1 gram of creatine, or is it 5, or is it 10, or is it 30? I mean, obviously it's not going to be 30, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I need to know how much. If there's not at least 5 grams, not necessarily per serving, but say 2.5 per servings, and I'll have 2 servings a day. I need to know, because I need at least 5. I need 5 grams of creatine a day. Any more than that, most studies show there's absolutely no effect for any more than 5 a day. You should be able to get by with 3 to 5. If you want to take more, go ahead. I mean, up to a point, it's not going to hurt you. But every study I've seen, anything over 5 has pretty much no effect. And then we have the lipid matrix. Again, they really need to put how much creatine's in here. Okay? Because I'm still going to have to take creatine because I don't know how much is in here. Anyway, lipid matrix, this is kind of dumb. So non-dairy creamer, I mean, you have whey protein concentrate in there, which should have some fat in it. Why take it out? Why add an isolate when you could just use more concentrate? I guess they'd have to make the scoop bigger, but whatever. So they add non-dairy creamer, soybean oil, corn syrup solids, CLA. That's an okay fat, and the MCT powder from coconut, and the suspension matrix. Okay, so that's all that. So let's go ahead and do some calculations real quick. We'll use a calculator here, just so everyone is 100% clear on what we're talking about here. Let me get this over here, line this up a little better so everybody can understand what we're talking about here. So again, keep in mind, let me clear that out. A scoop here, all right. All of this is per 4 scoops. So if we want to break it down, let me clear this off. I got protein on my freaking phone. All right, so if we want to, calculate this, you can go 240 divided by 4. This is basic math, but in case you don't know how to do it, you can see that 60 grams should be the scoop. So 60 grams is 1 serving. So again, well, I really shouldn't have to do this calculation. You should be able to figure out 1,000 calories. Divided by 4 is 250. Magical, right? So 250 calories per scoop. That's going to come out to about 1.5 grams of fat per scoop. Carbohydrates, again, per scoop, not per serving, per scoop is, I think it's 43 or so. So if you go 175 divided by 4, that's going to give you 43.75. So you can say 44 carbs, about 44 carbs, 44 carbs per scoop. And of course, that's about 15 grams of protein per scoop. So 60 divided by 4. It's going to give you 15. So those are your calculations that you'll want to know, because more than likely, every time you use this, you're not going to be using 4 scoops. Just keep in mind, 1 scoop, 250 calories, you're getting 15 grams of protein and 43, 44 carbs. That's really all you need to know, in my opinion. I don't really track fat. This is so low anyway, in my opinion. But just keep that in mind, 15 grams of protein per scoop and about 44, 45 carbs. Actually 43.75, but whatever, per scoop. So double that up. We're talking, of course, 500 calories if you have 2 scoops, 3 grams of fat, 87, I think, carbs, which we can, 175 divided by 2 is, 87.5, 87.5 carbs if you have 2 scoops, and of course, 30 grams of protein. So you could take, say, 2 scoops before you work out, and then 2 scoops after, or maybe 2 scoops after, and then 2 scoops before bed, if you want to add an extra 1,000 calories, per day to help bulk up. I just want to make sure you're aware. You don't have to take 4 scoops every single time. You can break it up however you want. If you want to take 1 scoop in the morning, 1 scoop in the afternoon, 1 scoop in the evening, and 1 scoop at night, you can do that as well and add 1,000 calories per day to your total calorie intake, so you can so you can bulk up. Now, do you need a mass gainer? I think we've been over all the ingredients here in the breakdown. Oh, you know what? Let me do one more breakdown. Oops, let me do one more breakdown here, just so we're 100% clear, because this is actually kind of interesting when you do this breakdown. So it doesn't matter if we do per scoop. So we can do this per scoop. So per scoop is about 60 grams, right? So, and 15. So you can go 60. I think it's, I should go 15 because that's per scoop. 15 divided by 60 will give us 0.25. So 0.25, meaning 1/4 of this 15-pound bag is actual protein. Okay, and you can do the calculation that we have here. You just take your 240 grams in your protein. So 60 grams of protein per serving divided by 240 grams as a serving equals, again, 0.25. So 1/4 of this is protein, and this is actually really interesting. So it's 1/4 of it. So if you take 15 pounds, right, divided by 4 is 3.75. So 3.75 pounds, it's almost 4 pounds. That's pretty much what protein is sold in these days. Whenever you buy a tub of protein, they used to come in 5-pounders, but then they started going to 4-pounders. But that was years ago. Anyway, if you calculate 15 pounds of this, about 4 pounds of it is actually protein. So that's actually really interesting that in this giant 15-pound bag, you're still getting the same amount of protein that you would if you would have bought, say, just a protein isolate, or something like a Cellucor, or whatever the Jim Stepini stuff is, or the Muscle Farm or BSN or whatever. If you would have bought just a bottle of whey or a bottle of a mix, whatever, you're actually getting the same amount of protein in this 15-pound bag. All the rest of the 11 pounds or so is carbohydrates. Well, not all the rest. I mean, there's fillers and other things like that. So, for example, again, there's a quarter of this 15-pound bag is actual protein. How much is carbs? Well, we can do that calculation real easy. So we go 175 divided by 240. That gives us 72.9. So about 73% of this bag is carbohydrate. All right, so that leaves us just a little bit left of the actual area that it takes up, and the weight that it takes up. Is some of it's fat, some of it's sodium, some of it's this other stuff that's added. The suspension matrix, all that stuff takes up space, weight, whatever. But as you can see, about you can almost say 75% carb, 25% protein in this entire bag. So, do you need a mass gainer? Which is what I was trying to get to a minute ago. Do you need a mass gainer? No, you don't. You can just buy a nice, clean whey isolate, whey concentrate, whatever you want, or a mix, a blend, whatever, and use that. And then you can control how many calories you have. You can throw a banana in there. Again, if you're bulking, you can just throw straight up sugar in there if you want. That's fine. and you can control the amount of carbs and fat that way. If you want to add more fat, throw some peanut butter in there. If you want something that tastes really good, throw some ice cream in there, throw some chocolate syrup in there, throw some Oreo cookies in there, and you can sort of control how many carbs and the macronutrients a little bit more than just buying a straight up mass gainer. Although, on the other hand, well, actually, there's a few all those. I mean, do you need all these carbs to bulk? No, you don't. The only reason I'm doing eating a lot of carbs is because I'm taking this MesoFX, and I want to give it a fair shot. Okay, so I'm going with a more normal bodybuilding style thing. Not even normal. I'm just straight up dirty bulking, to be honest. I'm eating whatever I want because I've been low carb for 2 years straight, so it was time to just break from that. But anyway, that's your option. You could grab just a tub of protein, and you could add in your carbs and your fats that way. Or, it is kind of convenient to have something like this because they usually taste pretty good, which we're going to get to in just a second. But it is kind of convenient, I guess, to just buy a mass builder. I just don't want you to think that you have to buy, a mass builder. Sometimes it can be cheaper. I mean, I actually got this like 50% off. So that's why I went ahead and bought this instead of just buying some straight up protein. Not a bad deal, really. But, this, I'm looking at it right now on the computer. It's about $45 usually, and $45 is about what you would spend on just the protein. So in this 15 pounds is about the same amount of protein you would get in a 4-pound bottle. So, plus you get all the extra shit in there, or all the extra stuff. I shouldn't call it shit because I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just, an expression. So you're getting the extra 11 pounds of carbohydrates in there for about the same price as a 4-pound tub of, a straight up whey. So if you think of it like that, it's not that bad of a price. But, you can figure out if you want a mass gainer or not. Most of the time I stay away from them. But again, every once in a while they can come in handy just because everything's in one thing. You got your scoop, just throw it in there and you're on your way. Okay. I've talked enough about this. Let me go ahead and try it and we'll wrap this up. Okay, let's go ahead and try this out. I'm going to use a shaker bottle, but I'm going to use a spoon first just to see how it mixes see how it mixes with a spoon. We got about 14 ounces of water here. It says 12 to 16, so we're right in the middle there. All right. We're going to go with, just to give it a fair run, because they do say 4 scoops as a serving, we'll do 4 scoops. Okay. Even though I could probably only do 2 scoops at a time. That's just me though, because 500 calories, that's great. That's a lot, 500 calories. I probably don't need 1,000 calories at a time, but there we go. 1,000 calories in there. So first, let's see how this mixes with a spoon, just in case some of you guys out there don't have shaker cups or blenders. I usually use a blender. A blender is just, I've come to just like the blender a lot more. And by the way, this is water. You could, of course, use milk. It'd probably be much better in milk. But we're going to use water here. Kind of thickening up there. It's not mixing too badly there. You can see, got some more mixing to go. So we'll just keep going here again. If you want to, kick this up even more, you could throw oatmeal in here, banana, peanut butter, ice cream. You can kick this up to 2,000 calories if you wanted to. So I think that's stirring along enough to see how it would mix. Okay, so didn't mix that great with just a spoon. You can see some clumps there on top, but if you use a fork, it'd probably work a little bit better. Let me just see how this tastes. Well, it's really good though. It's really good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me put the shaker thing on here. I just wanted to see how it mixed, with just a spoon. Just in case some of you guys don't have shaker cups out there. Which you should, invest in at least one shaker cup. Even with the clumps in it, it's not too bad. Those clumps actually kind of taste like, almost like brownie clumps or something like that. Which it should for 1,000 calories. This should be pretty fucking amazing. You could eat half a pizza. That's about 1,000 calories. A medium anyway. Depending on the pizza, of course, but saying 1,000 calories, man. That's a lot. So let's just shake this a little more. And yeah. All right, so it did better with the shaker. It's still not 100%, but as we saw, one of the ingredients is that diet non-dairy creamer. And if you've ever tried to mix creamer in with, say, a slightly chilled coffee, or even coffee that's not boiling hot, that's kind of what it looks like, right? So my guess is that's mainly what's not just dissolving there. So I would definitely suggest a blender, but I just wanted to see how it did here with the shaker cup here. All right, let me try it one more time with the shaker cup, and then we'll use a blender. Yeah, okay. You know what? That's pretty good. I'd put some ice in there, by the way. It would be much better if it was a little colder. But it's actually pretty good. It's not mind-blowing, but it's not bad. I mean, at all. I mean, flavor-wise, let's go. This is kind of hard to rate because I have absolutely no problem with this. I could drink this no problem. And again, it's a mass gainer. If you mix this with milk, maybe throw some heavy cream in there, you could put it in the freezer, have like a slush or something with it. That would be really good. I mean, it's really good, man. But it should be for 1,000 calories. I mean, this should be amazing. So, I mean, rating wise, I could give it an 8 or I could give it a 10. Honestly, it's good. I think the best chocolate flavor protein I've ever had was the Muscle Farm chocolate milk. I mean, just as far as straight up chocolate goes. And this sort of rivals that. I'm going to say not quite as good because there's some sort of an undertone in that Muscle Farm. I don't know what the heck they did, but there's something that's so good about that Muscle Farm chocolate milk flavor. But this is really good. It's a good straight up chocolate flavor. It tastes like chocolate. It's not bitter. There's no bad, horrible aftertaste. It's not overly sweet. Like some things are just like cloying sweet. It's smooth. It has a pretty good texture. The clumps, I don't have a problem with the clumps because, they're so sugary. It's, it's just not a problem. Like I said, even if the clumps are in there, it almost tastes like a brownie. But let me go ahead and we'll grab our blender here real quick. And I'm not going to mix up more because that would be a waste. I'm not going to drink 2,000 calories here at once. Probably don't even need this because I just had pizza, actually. Like I said, we're bulking so we can do whatever we want. Straight up dirty bulk right now. Coming off of an insane long-term low-carb diet. Losing a shitload of weight. So we're coming back strong here. We'll just use this. We'll just see how it mixes. Just see if it tastes any different. It should. But even if you don't want to use a blender, that shaker cup works really well. Better than just a spoon, as you saw there. I should probably use my larger blender for this, but we're gonna just use a small one. All right, so let's go ahead and okay, there we go. Get this off of here. All right, there we are. Looks much better now. Okay, all right. Looks like that's pretty good. I don't know why they didn't add more fat in that. I'd throw some peanut butter in there. Again, you could throw anything else in there that you want. Banana, Oreo cookies, ice cream, whatever. Ice cream would, of course, be good in there and really kick that calorie content up even more if you want it. I have a feeling coconut, any kind of coconut would go good with this flavor as well. So overall, let me just give it a score of, I almost want to say 7.9 or 8, something like that. As far as flavor goes, it's not a bad flavor at all. It's a good, smooth flavor. I'm just saying it's not the best ever chocolate flavor, but overall, it's pretty good. I have zero problem drinking this. And it's definitely better in a blender with some ice. Okay, but I've gone on long enough about this stuff. We've been pretty thorough over the Challenger Nutrition Mass Superior. This is a mass gainer, a crap load of powder there. You can find them on Amazon too, by the way. Challenger Nutrition, Mass Superior chocolate. Once again, 1,000 calories per serving. Once again, a serving is 4 scoops. So do everything by a fourth or by a quarter there, and then you can do your calculations based on that. So about 15 per scoop, about 250 per scoop, about 43, 44 carbs per scoop. Okay, so you don't have to have all 1,000 calories at once. You can break it up however you want. If you happen to only need, if you need 500 extra calories a day, something like this would be fine. Just use two extra scoops a day. Do your calculations, figure out how many extra calories you need to hit your goal of putting on however much mass you want, and then just use that much. If it's 1 scoop, 2 scoops, 4 scoops, 20 scoops, although you probably shouldn't do 20 scoops. Okay, but there you go. That's the Challenger Nutrition Mass Superior. This is the chocolate flavor, 15-pound bag, mass gainer. Pretty good stuff. Go check them out, challengernutrition.com or Amazon.